What's the worst sexual experience you had? I was going down on a guy, and he said something, so I picked up my head to ask what right as he came, and got a straight semen shot up my nose. Girl tried to eat my face. I don't think she had ever kissed anyone before and basically opened her mouth as wide as she could, shoved it over the top of mine, and slid her teeth across my cheeks and lips. When I tried to go down on her, she told me no, and said she doesn't receive or give oral, and that she just wanted me to penetrate her and not move. Anytime I moved she asked me if I came, and when I started motioning she told me to stop, because even though I had a condom on, and she was on birth control, if I came inside her she knew she was going to get pregnant. In college I hooked up with a girl a few times, and had sex twice. In high school, my GF was on the pill, so it had been a long time since I used a condom. Kind of forgot what it felt like. So back to this girl in college. I'm 99% sure I never actually got inside her. I think I was just rubbing between the bottom of her butt and in the bed. Twice. She never said anything about it, so I'm not really sure. But then I dated a girl shortly after that, and she looked at me midway through our first time and kindly said, "You know you're not inside me, right? So much shame." Getting in on with my then boyfriend in the back of his car. He goes down on me. Things are going great until about a minute later when I see that his face is covered in blood. Like horror movie amount of blood. I panic and start profusely apologizing. He's obviously freaked out by it, but is polite enough to not freak out in front of me. He drives me back to my dorm as I'm sobbing in his backseat from being so embarrassed. We get into the bathroom to clean up. After I took my clothes off I saw that I looked like every final girl from every 90s horror movie. I was horrified all over again. I get into the shower and quickly realize that I'm not on my period. I peek my head out of the shower and see my ex with a tissue in his nose. Turns out he got the world's bloodiest nose while going down on me. A super hot girl asked me to put on a diaper and pee myself while she flicked the bean to it. I left. He used 5 condoms. Boasted about how good he was and kept calling me his little bitch. Tongue ring in my urethra was an eye-opener. I once had sex with a guy and the Blues Brothers was playing, and he just kept saying lines from the movie out loud the entire time, regardless of what he was doing. Update: I'm always happy to share my trauma for the enjoyment of others. He was indeed on a mission from God. Guy hadn't slept in 2 days and still insisted to eat me out. He fell asleep between my legs. Girl who just laid there. No emotion at all. No moaning. No heavy breathing. Nothing. At one point she wanted to be on top. I thought, oh, maybe she's more into that. Nope. She just kind of sat there, staring at me. No hip movement at all. Just sat there with my dick inside her and her hands on my chest. Weirdest experience ever. Guy used a Magnum condom that was too big for his micro penis and kept calling it his spicy little pepper. It went in the wrong hole. Not like he was probing the wrong one, but mid-act. He pulled out completely in order to thrust exceptionally hard back in, not what I was into anyway, but whatever. And forced it in the back entrance accidentally, still going full throttle. No prep. No extra lube. Nothing. It surprised and hurt me enough that it was a few seconds before my brain caught up and I screamed for him to stop. Obviously that completely killed the mood. And I was surprised nothing ruptured. That was almost 10 years ago. And I'm in a different relationship now. But I still worry it could happen again. Edit. Just want to emphasize it was an accident. And I'm fairly certain it wasn't accidentally on purpose. As he was very confused by what happened. The drugs and alcohol he was doing made him not really aware of the change in the way it felt. Don't do drugs, kids. Dude came as he put the condom on. To be fair, I wouldn't usually consider this a big deal. I'm understanding that things like this happen, or whatever. The fucked up part came the next week when I was told that he was spreading rumors that I was nasty, had steez, etc. Like, dude, don't try to cover up your shitty performance by talking shit about me. Was fooling around in the shower with a chick I had met at the bar several hours before. She was going down on me, and I was leaning back up against the shower wall looking up and not paying any attention. All of a sudden the sharpest feeling I've ever felt literally climbs up my asshole. She had shoved an entire finger up my ass, including a long ass acrylic nail. Needless to say my booty hole puckered up and almost ripped her finger off. She said she had read about doing it in magazines, and that guy should love it. I did not love it. Turns out she cut the inside of my booty chute, and I had trouble walking and driving for days. Still have a sensitive balloon knot to this day. Ladies, I'm all for, but play but a warning is always appreciated from either party. Cheers all, and avoid acrylic nails in your butt. This guy was fingering me, and he pushed his finger up so far that it made me bleed the next day. Going down on a girl and she farted on my chin when she orgasmed. Made her my wife. We thought it was a good idea to go to the orchards and do a quickie in my car. It was also 90 degrees outside. Yeah, things got real hot alright. In the middle of it, she tells me for the first time that her dad molested her as a child. Then insisted on continuing. She shat